Hi everybody, Steven here. Playing around with my Flow 360 so it can actually track me. As you can see, I'm just kind of walking around here. But anyways, that's not the purpose of this video. So what I'm going to do is we got the trunk pan installed. I'm going to start cutting off the quarter panels on the driver's side, quarter panel on the driver's side. We're going to cut out the wheel wells. We're going to start taking a look at drop-offs, all that wonderful stuff. So this is going to be a multi-part portion, probably like 3-4 different videos to just take you along for the ride for me actually doing all that. And like I said, I'm just getting a kick out of my little tracking here. So stick around and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Everybody, thanks for sticking around. So let's take a look at what I'm going to do here. Let me just get this camera oriented. Here we go. So what we got to do is I'm going to take off the fender extension. I'm not sure, sorry, quarter extension over here. Take that off, just a couple bolts on the inside. This looks like another extension out of plastic or whatever that's called. And my quarter now, let me just walk over, I'll take a look at the quarter. It's not a full quarter, it's a garbage pail. It's not a full quarter. Let me zoom out here. There we go, that's better. So this is generally what you get. Again, I bought this years ago. I'm not sure if it's a Dynacorn or not. It could be, but this is a quarter. It's not the full quarter, so I'll call it a skin. It actually cuts off at the top over here, right? Then it wraps around the bottom. Then it's got an extra extension here as well that goes up to the trunk drop off, right? I've had this for quite a few years sitting around. That's why it's kind of dirty, but I'll clean it up when we get to that part. So it's technically, or essentially what this does, I'm doing the driver's side first just because there are some problems on the passenger side, which I'll talk about that in a separate video when I get to there. So this skin, I'll call it, just goes up to roughly about here. So I'll probably just chop this thing off roughly about here, give myself a lot of wiggle room, and then I'll do a button cut at the top, right, after I do tacks along here. So why don't we get started here? Like I said, I got my wheel wells. I'm tearing this apart so I can get a better look inside where the wheel wells are. We got kind of a decent picture of it looking at the trunk, but let's cut this off. I know this is all Bondo over here. This whole thing is Bondo. I know down here is all Bondo down here, so I'm just gonna replace the whole darn thing, to be honest with you. Down here, feels like it's Bondo, to be honest with you, right? It just feels like it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. This thing is on stands, safety stands. I noticed I got the back end a little low. I'll probably raise that up a bit, and because that's what I had when I was doing my trunk. You can also see it bubbling out over here as well. Right, so like I said, we'll chop it off. So let me get the camera all set up. I'll start taking off the extensions and we'll start cutting into her and see what happens, right? So see you back in a bit. There we go. Just some 4 7/16 nuts on there. Shaft came out of this one. We'll keep the screws there nice and handy. Let's be on the safe side. I got a delivery. Ordered some computer parts yesterday from PC Canada, but I got it today, which is like bloody amazing. Good job, PC Canada. I also got a tech channel called Tech Unglued to do a lot of virtualization stuff there if you're interested. Actually ordered a CPU and 128 gigs of memory. Pretty sure this is it. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Thanks, sir. Everything?
Have a good one. There we go. Tamper-proof tape. Let's see. That's everything I ordered. Some of you were wondering, like, oh, next day, I get the same day. I'm in the boonies, 2 hours north of Toronto. Yeah, I was just about to say that. 128 gigs of memory. Yes, I am.
Sweet. All right. Have a great one.
Yeah, thank you. It's called the Garage Gladiator.
Garage Gladiator.
Garage Gladiator.
Check it out.
Check it out. There we go. The Intel i9 10900K. 10 cores, 20 threads. So, for another machine I'm making to do some more videos. You have to watch the Tech Unglued channel. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get this thing off. There we go. So again, it's a 9mm I'm using, but there's just 2 screws that hold this on. I'm surprised it didn't rip away. I don't know what this is called, this plastic. Leave a comment in the section below if you know what it's called. I forget the name. Surprised it didn't all separate, to be honest with you. It looks like there's also another part. Yeah, there should have been another screw right there. So there's 2 screws. Let me see if I can, yeah. 2 screws right there, which I took off on the inside. And then there's another screw right there that was missing. So anyways, make my job easier. Okay. So that's that. Peel off these things. That's about it. So I gotta grind down here. See if I can remove the spot welds. Not along here. Yeah, I just gotta make sure I just keep it around here. I gotta mark this so I don't forget and start cutting away. So if I zoom in on this, I actually see, here's the, again, the top of the quarter, and it comes across like this, right? Quarter I have doesn't replace this whole thing, but it comes up and then it's kind of flat, right? If I walk over to the quarter, it's not like that. This is, if you look at it, let's see if I can get a better angle at this. It kind of goes up on an angle. Goes up on an angle here. So, which mine does not do. So that's interesting. So I'm gonna, well, I'm gonna cut the quarter off. I'm gonna cut the quarter off, and I'll probably end up, yeah, I'll have to decide that one. Hey, anybody got any advice? Give me some advice if you've done on a convertible, but I got to get the quarter off anyways. I got to take a look at the wheel well, so I got a lot of stuff before I even get to this part. But what my thoughts are is I might actually cut it right across this seam here, maybe just below the seam. Cut it, then do a butt weld. This way I have the seam to prevent any warping. Maybe a bit lower than that, maybe a ½ inch or something like that below the seam, right across, right down there. That's what I'm kind of thinking right now. So let's see what happens. Let me start cutting off this thing. Okay. As I mentioned, I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to cut it off maybe a few inches below this line right here. I think I'll be safe. And then when I get to over here, I'll probably just go halfway on this. Cut this. This way I can look inside here, assess everything a little bit better, right? And then when I start getting fit in a quarter, I'll assess what I'm going to do over here and what I'm going to do at this point. Like I said, I'm going to probably do a cut and butt up to this point here. So let's put on the goggles. Let's get the grinder out and let's start chopping away. So here we go. No turning back now. Take off this chrome trim. It looks pretty good. I probably won't use it, but be ashamed to butcher it if it's good. So it's not in bad shape, to be honest with you. Feeling a lot worse, so glad I didn't butcher that. Like I said, I probably won't use it, but there might be an enthusiast out there that's looking for one. This thing's seen better days. Let's put Bondo in it to hold it on. That came off pretty easy when you think about it. It's supposed to be tacked all the way in there. All right, let's see if the camera's picking this up. Wow. It's pretty sad shape. It's, trying to balance this thing. That's supposed to be tacked to the outer wheel well, so that's non-existent. The Bondo is what did all that, right? But I guess all in all, it wasn't. I don't know. I've seen worse, to be honest with you. But anyways, then when we look here, get the light going here. That outer wheel well is toast, as far as I'm concerned. It's toast. We got to get in there. See all the glass beads from me sandblasting. I bet got a little bit of rot. I can see a bit more rot as we go along here. So I'm thinking the inner wheel well may not be that bad. Maybe I'm being too optimistic. Anyhow, I gotta cut this off. Let me start cutting some of this off here. Well, looks like I got that cut out. A little bit of challenge in certain spots. Let's take a peek at this. We'll go close up. So right inside there. Let's get this light in position. So my running board here seems to be pretty good. A lot of can't see there. A lot of crap in there. So what I did is I cut just the, here's the lip of the, where the inner and outer meet. Sorry, the outer and the inner meet. Here's a bracket that it was tacked to, so I just cut around it. I'll take that off. You'll notice, again, if I come over here, the inner and outer are sandwiched together. There's another obviously another brace here. So here's the inner and outer sandwiched together and tacked. Then they bent the lip over. I would imagine it's for this, right? So obviously when I look at my inner and outers, they're not bent over, right? So you see the lip there, nice and clean, right? Nice and clean lip. Sorry, nice and clean lip. So I'll have to bend them over and stuff like that. But I think right now my priority is to get the remainder of the outer off of here. I'm not sure about replacing the inner. It does look pretty bad over here. I'm gonna do a bit more investigating, but it's a crap load more work if I do that. But hey, it is what it is, right? So I may pressure wash this. I'm not gonna bring my camera to watch that because I don't want to get wet. That's my iPhone actually. I'm gonna pressure wash this and see what it looks like, right? And kind of take it from there. If it's bad, then I got my work cut out for me. The bottom's obviously bad. So, but if I can get away with maybe replacing sections, I'm okay with that. But I have a funny feeling I'm gonna have to do the whole thing, right? So I think that's enough for now. It kind of gives us a good idea what I'm dealing with. The bottom of the fender here, it kind of comes in like this. If I show you something, this came out pretty neat, but it was, again, it's corroded here. So I'll clean all this stuff up, sandblast and whatever, right? But if I look at the bottom of the fender, I think I may have to do modification. If anybody's actually put one of these on, let me know. But if you look at the bottom, I just roll this over. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up. But here's the bottom here. It's not really a 90. Come on, camera's. There we go. It's not really a 90 there, so I may have to make some. Whoops, come on. Flow 360 is arguing with me. So I may have to do some modifications there to make it a 90 degree, but hey, if you've installed one of these before, let me know and leave comments down below. But I think that's it for now. Hello everybody. So I decided, in for a penny, in for a pound, I'm going to remove the inner wheel well. I've already started. I cut out all the, I took out all the spot welds. I actually use my spot weld remover, which I've shown you in previous videos on my floor. And I also use this good old impact hammer, which is very useful to negotiate those things. I still got a few other things I got to remove. You'll see there's this, let me get the light up here. You'll see that sucks. You'll see there's a bracket right there. So let me get this light situated better. So there's this bracket here with a bunch of spot welds. So I'm gonna have to go through there and get those all out. This assembly for the window is gonna be in my way. I'll have to see. I might be able to do it on an angle. I don't want to butcher the crap out of this thing, right? So now there's also this bracket over here that's got spot welds. I'll remove that. That's pretty easy. Mine, I pointed this out in the previous video. You have the lip that's joining the inner and outer wheel well. Then it's smashed over here. It's even actually smashed. You can see it's all smashed up here. I don't know if that's factory. Anybody out there with the 71 to 73 Mustang Convertible, can you comment on that? I'd really appreciate it because I can't see the factory. Like, oh, let's smash the crap out of this thing. I can't see that. But hey, you never know, right? It's a different era. So I've got that I got to do. I also have spot welds. Let's get this light up here. Come on. This is going to be a lot of fun. So spot welds along here as well on this bracket. There's a few of them along the top there I'll have to remove as well. So a little bit of work. I'll see how much fun I have. Let's look at the inside. I just want to record this so I know the positioning of all this stuff as well. So again, there's those brackets I mentioned before. So the spot welds right here. Here we go, there. Another little bracket right here over this little hump. Just kind of make a mental note for positioning type of thing as I go on. And that should be the bulk of it. So the next time you see this, everything should be removed. Oh yeah, this is how we fix things. This is inside the wheel well. I'm glad I ripped out the inner one. Let's stuff a cloth in there and put Bondo in it. Just gotta love that. What the hell? Is there any more in there? I'll have to clean that out, but I figured I'd grab the camera and show it to you folks while I'm cleaning up. I'm glad I checked this. Okay, that's it. The inner and outer wheel wells are completely removed. Running boards look pretty good. That's the spot that they had a cloth stuffed in with Bondo. Like, my goodness. So that's going to be it for the video. You might be wondering, hey, why does he have this bucket down there, this pail down here? Well, I did a bonehead maneuver. I was cutting, and I cut my hydraulic here for my convertible top. So I don't think I'll be needing that today. But lesson learned, look before you cut, right? I guess it's call before you dig type of thing, right? But anyways, I got a bit of cleaning up here to do. A lot of cleaning up to do, to be honest with you. But that'll be it for the video. I had to remove the complete window assembly here to get at these tack welds, right? I probably should have done that in the beginning. It was a real pain in the ass, to be honest with you, to get to the bolts for that. But that's about it. That's it for this video, folks. So, hey, hit the thumbs up if you thought this was entertaining. Also, subscribe to the channel. Without subscribers, there's no channel, so really would appreciate it. It helps the YouTube algorithms and stuff like that. But that's it. The next time you come back, the next video will be, you should see this all cleaned up, and I'll start fitting the inner outer wheel wells, the trunk drop-offs, and then we'll be on to the quarters. But it'll probably be a multi-part video as well. So maybe 2 more parts here. We'll see. Okay? Thanks again. Have a great evening. Bye-bye, everybody.